Hey, my name is Khalidah, and for my topic, I picked to research about Washington Square. But instead of talking about the place and how it was made and history, I'm going to be talking about the hauntings of Washington Square and some of the experiences that people have experienced there. A lot of people don't believe in this stuff, and if someone else does believe in it, they think they're crazy. But I'm not like that because there are so many things that people think are not real but can be. For example, if you think about it, many people think aliens are real. And it's not something you really can think about and then think it's real. But spirits are people who died and their souls left their body and now it is somewhere haunting or just there. Or even some ghosts come to see their loved ones and take care of them. And there's a slight chance that they're real because people do pass away and their spirits can leave and haunt something or someone. On the other hand, people might think it's fake because it's impossible, or it's someone making noises, knocking things, and pulling hair. And pulling a prank on them to make them think that ghosts are actually real. But in my head, for some reason, I actually think that these spirits/ghosts can be real. Washington Square is known for being haunted. There have been so many people that have had experiences at Washington Square. People have had little stuff happen to them, like hearing weird noises, being touched, or even have seen something that they can't explain. There are other haunted Washington Squares around the world that are also haunted, but the Philadelphia Washington Square is probably the most haunted. Visitors and tourists that are visiting or exploring Washington Square have mostly come to try and see or even experience a ghost. There have been so many experiences that they made a tour to look around and hear the stories that have been told by people that have visited the place. Washington Square is a very old building, which might be a reason why they experience a lot of stuff. Washington Square was made in the early 1600s when George Washington was trying to plan out how he wanted Philadelphia to be and look like. There are also graves of important people and strangers that have died a long time ago, and maybe their spirits are haunting the place around their grave. This is one of the top reasons why people think that Washington Square is haunted. Washington Square was used as a potter's field, which is a burial place for strangers. A family had rented Washington Square a long time ago, and one of the female members had committed suicide. People have seen her in a white dress wandering Washington Square. Many people have had experiences where they felt her presence. Some of these people have seen her, and others have been touched by her or heard noises. Mexican Day of Dead was also practiced at Washington Square. Different communities would go to the graves and visit their friends and family. The spirits would celebrate at that day and come out of their graves, as some people have said and believe. In 1776, soldiers were buried at Washington Square. The soldiers that died in the war have been seen throughout the park and in the house. When the British took over Philadelphia, right next to Washington Square, there was a prison where prisoners were kept. The conditions were really bad, and a lot of the prisoners ended up dying and buried at Washington Square. The prisoners mostly haunted the place right near Washington Square. Some people have seen and heard the prisoners playing with the cells. Also, they used a mass grave to hold the people who passed away because of the yellow fever. The victims of the yellow fever were buried, and the people that went near it have felt a deep presence of someone near them. A lot of spirits have been known to haunt the square and try to get the people to notice them. The reason that spirits want people to notice them is so they can tell their story. Older slaves and strangers are one of the most common spirits that have been buried at Washington Square. But there was one woman in particular that haunted Washington Square. A woman named Lee has been known to touch people to be right there and then disappear. Lee was a Quaker woman. She has been seen late at night guarding the graves. She protected the graves from grave robbers. She was the guard to make sure no one tries to stealing the graves. And if they did, she would scare them away. Lee has been seen by many late night visitors, paranormal investigators, and even police officers. Now I'm going to talk about some experiences that have happened at Washington Square Park. There was this paranormal investigator who came in late at night to investigate and see if the rumors were true. Him and a few other paranormal investigators were searching the place trying to see if the place is actually haunted. They kept searching and searching and experienced little things. Then one man was looking around. He came across a shadow of a figure that looked like a human. When he saw it, he had a heart attack and passed away. No one really knows what he saw because he died, but from then on, the place was really protective and they made sure nothing like that to ever happen again. My second story is about a woman who stayed at Washington Square house. She was in one of the rooms getting ready to sleep. She was in bed when she got this really uncomfortable feeling, like someone was watching and staring at her. She finally slept, and she got woken up by someone pulling her strings for her hair. Then the doorknob kept shaking, like someone was trying to get in her room. She got scared and thought that someone was trying to rob her. So she got up and went to look outside at the hallway. As she was looking around, she saw an old man who was a soldier. He was wearing his uniform and was very dusty and looked very tired. She just watched him in shock walk from one room to the other. She just stayed up all night hearing noises, someone or something pulling her hair and touching her head. Every time she was about to fall asleep, someone would pull a strand of her hair. It was like someone was trying to get her attention. Here's another story that involved the paranormal team to come and investigate Washington Square. A team with 2 girls and their aunt and a few others were exploring around trying to see if the rumors were actually true. They were investigating where people died from yellow fever. Also, where a man was killed by a bar fight, and lastly, where a bridal shower burned to death. Nothing major really happened except one of the members kept experiencing little things around him. During the investigation, one of the girls felt a presence following her around the graves from one spot to the other, and that's when she went back to the group. She told her aunt, and her aunt didn't seem surprised because ghosts follow around the group to see what they're doing. Also, to make sure they don't grab any graves. One of the members of the paranormal team said that she saw 5 to 10 orbs circling around her, and they looked like they were jumping around. Orbs are small lights of spirits. She started feeling really cold and out of breath. There's this ghost theory where when ghosts get near you, they are known to make you feel cold and lose your breath. After that happened, their group was standing in a circle, and they used the dozing rods and see where they are by setting it in the center of the circle, and the tool would point where the spirit is, pointing where Jack, one of the members of the team, was, and he had been getting the best experiences all night. This meant that the spirits were attracted to him. The girl who was holding the tool kept trying to turn away from Jack so the tool would point in the opposite direction, but the tool kept turning back around and pointing at Jack. After a few hours of being at the place, they stopped experiencing any paranormal experiences. So that was the end of the investigation, and then they left. The next story I have for you is about a worker that worked at Washington Square. This worker told stories and was a tour guide. He was looking around and telling people about the place, and he kept feeling this hot air blowing at the back of his neck, as if someone was breathing behind him. He kept feeling this air throughout the day he was touring. Little things kept happening while he was showing people around. All the experiences that have happened to workers at Washington Square is again not that big, just hair pulling, hearing, whispering voices, and being touched and seeing things you can't explain. Now here are some weird things that people have noticed at Washington Square Park that's different than other parks. People, visitors, workers, and more have noticed that not so many homeless people are around the park than other parks. The reason that homeless people might not be around more is maybe that they might have experienced something weird during sleeping on the benches or even sitting near the park. Right next to the park, there's a house where strangers, yellow fever victims, soldiers, and more died. The spirits that are in that cabin have been making noises and things, and visitors have heard the weird noises coming out of the cabin when they at the park. But like I said before, nothing else really goes on in the park besides someone hearing, feeling, or even seeing things that I can't explain. Washington Square Park is a very old and haunted place, as you have learned today. There have been very weird things that have happened there that I have explained. There are much more experiences that have been involved at Washington Square Park. Washington Square Park is known to be one of the most haunted places in Philadelphia. Thank you. But like I said before, nothing else really goes on in the park besides someone hearing, feeling, or even seeing things I can't explain. Washington Square Park is a very old and haunted place, as you have learned today. There have been very weird things that have happened there that I have explained. There are much more experiences that have been involved at Washington Square Park. Washington Square Park is known to be one of the most haunted places in Philadelphia. Thank you.